Okay. So as usual, you see this course, can you do too? It's telling the WS retry job ended. So check where this course can get to job started. Okay. So if you see it as process, total to record write. So this course to that is your basic job. That is a WS retry job. It is. It has called a multiple. Try a multi-provisioning job. That is your course to do to the game. So where it started. Right. If you go down, up, up, up. Okay, you see, so the job is done, so somewhere it start here. So multiple provisioning, job execution start. Okay. So the job started here, right at travel. And what information you see if you scroll down? See here. It is giving the connection name. Okay. Create a condom. It is trying to create the account connection name. Is this one right? So it is telling, connection successfully created. Right. What is the create account thing? It is speaking of your, JSON. So this is your DB, JSON. Okay. Right. And it is telling, creating account in the DB. So after that it said the query over here. And it is trying to traverse the 3 and some of the code it is executing. And. So this is, like you know, our access query. It is finally giving the art access query. What could? It is there. Right. And if you scroll down. Right. You'll see a lot of information here. So basically it is trying to processing the task 941. Right. What does your pending task 941, write? For account on 942. It is for our access. So that innovations it is giving your processing task 941 from completing task 941 and this successfully done. That is why it is telling it is done. Okay. So same way it has given for completing task 942 also done. So if you scroll down the final status, what you see you know, final status of the task 942 is 3. 3 means it is always completed. Okay. 1 is spending. 3 is, it is completed. So now your task is completed. Okay. So, while in the ending it is so total record process to, so it processed to task write. If you go back to a pending test write. The username is just there. Just refresh it. Okay. And you see the queue is gone from the pending task. Okay. Now, it would have reside in your completed task. Go to the task and click on the complete task. Right. Search by user. Just give the username. And you see. Click on the creation date right. So this two top thing right. It is for your task only. So the new account and the hard access got completed. Okay. So now copy this username from here again. And go to the user. So the user already open right. Just refresh it. Or, after that, go to the account app. And you see the update. I was training. The account is reflecting here. Click on this account right. And go to associated entitlement. And you see, the entitlement is provisioned to here, right. So the same information right you can also view. Under your endpoint right. So if you go to your endpoint, right again go to the account, right. Or refresh it. Go to the account. You can see it will be reflecting here, OK. 2534. Yeah, 2534. It is there. OK. Basically, the custom property has a biggest role. What I'll say. Let's say, if you go to any user, right? Go back to the user right. So in the first phase you see username, display name, first name, last name, organization name, phone number, street, state, city, country, email right. Manager, employee type. OK. Start date right. You have a lot of information. So imagine you are receiving a new attribute. OK. That attribute doesn't match with any of the name. Right. So because in your target application, if you are integrating SAP application or your Active Directory application, you see a number of attributes right. Where you know the attribute name itself is different. Let's say you are receiving a value from the Active Directory. The name itself. It is like an object GUID. OK. So that time with which attribute you will be mapping here, you cannot map with a display name or username. Right, it has already a purpose. So this field already being used. OK, you cannot accommodate with any of the attribute here, right? So that will make you confused. So that time simple, you can go to the other attribute. Right, you have a lot of custom property, right? This custom property, you can leverage it. So ideally you know in the real time all the custom attribute will be using for a different purpose. So you can give this custom property 61 to your Active Directory object GUID so that the object GUID it will come and sit here. If you are going for a user input for the Active Directory right. So this custom property it leverages to your users only. And in account also. You have a number of custom properties. In entitlement also, you have a number of custom property. So basically the custom word, it is given right. It is up to you what custom property you can use. OK. In the first part they restricted. They said, OK, was this? Username is attribute is for user. OK, even you can rename this attribute, not an issue. But if you rename, it will be renamed in the label, not the exact column value. So column value, backend, it will be same, but your name will be changed here, right? So that thing right, you can accommodate in the with the custom property. If you are assuming any new attribute right. So that attribute you can use in the other attribute. So custom property, one up to any custom property, you can leverage it. So let's say, if you want to try or perform some dynamic attribute changes, right? where you want to store some value or you can run any purpose. So that time you can simple pick any custom property or, if you want, write in the nobody should use this custom property. You can simple rename this custom property. Okay, the custom property will be renamed to ask for your choice. So for renaming, there is two way you can rename, from the UI or from the backend and the message.properties file.